Welcome to this Alberta Health Services training video for manual materials handling, lifting and carrying loads. The information and guidance provided is based on research and best practices available as of January 2015 and is brought to you by the AHS Workplace Health and Safety Department. First, assess the load that you will be lifting and carrying. Determine what exactly needs to be moved and where it needs to go, and how much it approximately weighs. For example, read the label for information on its contents or lightly nudge the item with your foot or hand to gauge the weight. To plan the lift and carry, determine how you will safely lift it, what route you will take, and whether that route has any hazards or obstructions in your path. Also, decide whether any equipment is required to lift and or carry the load instead of manually handling it. Ensure that you're wearing appropriate footwear for support, traction, and safety, such as sturdy shoes or steel-toed boots when necessary. Start with a stable base of support, feet approximately hip or shoulder width apart, and slightly staggered if needed. Keep your ears in line with your shoulders and your shoulders in line with your hips. Tighten your stomach muscles and push your buttocks back while keeping your body weight over your heels as you lower your body to the load. Move your trunk forward, bending at the hips and not the waist. Keep a neutral spine posture and maintain the three natural curves, or the S curve, of the spine whenever possible, avoiding a rounded back and shoulders when you lower and raise the load. Keep your head up and gaze ahead to help maintain the alignment of your spine. This will also allow you to see where you're going and the environment around you. Keep the load close to you. Use two hands to carry the load whenever you can. Keep the load close to your body to decrease the stress on your back and help maintain your balance. Using the same approach as lifting a load, ensure your feet are approximately hip or shoulder width apart and slightly staggered if needed while lowering the load. Again, tighten your stomach muscles and push your buttocks back while keeping your body weight over your heels. Move your trunk forward, bending at the hips and not the waist. Keep a neutral spine posture and maintain the three natural curves of your back with your head and gaze upright. Keep the load close to your body until you have bent your knees and hips, then lower the load to the desired location. The same general principles for lifting and carrying apply, regardless of different work environments. Again, plan your route ahead and remove any obstructions, such as propping open doors if needed. Determine if you need any equipment, such as a cart, to carry multiple or heavy loads, especially over longer distances. Again, start with a stable base of support and ensure your feet are hip or shoulder width apart and are slightly staggered if needed. Keep your ears in line with your shoulders and your shoulders in line with your hips. Maintain a good hold on the load and use handles wherever possible. Bring the load close to your body. Avoid going up on your toes during the lift and lift with your legs as they are some of the strongest muscles in your body. Keep the load close to you as you carry it, with the heaviest side of the load closest to your body. Use equipment such as a cart whenever feasible for heavier loads or longer distances. As with lifting, lower the load by keeping a neutral spine posture and maintaining the three natural curves of your back. When manually storing a load, it is recommended you consider the weight of the object and frequency for accessing the object. For instance, for heavier, larger items that are used more regularly, store the load in the comfort zone between waist and elbow height whenever possible. Place moderately heavy or large items between knee and shoulder height. If loads need to be stored below knee or above shoulder height, loads should be lighter, smaller, and less frequently accessed. Remember, despite the many different AHS environments or scenarios, the principles for manually lifting and carrying items remains the same. Remember to keep your head upright during lowering and lifting movements to maintain the neutral posture of your spine. Again, use your legs and bend at the hips and not the waist. Always use two hands whenever you can to lift or carry items. Either use handles if they are present, or a solid grip with both hands on the bottom of the load, or one hand supporting the side of the load and one hand underneath it. The proper grip will depend on the size of the load and contents. Use hand positioning that feels comfortable and secure based on what you're lifting and carrying. There is no one set safe weight for AHS workers to lift and carry, as there are so many individual factors at play. For instance, different ages, heights, fitness levels, object shape, location, repetitiveness, task duration, frequency, and other circumstances. Basically, if you as a worker are struggling with the task and/or a workplace incident or injury occurs, the load may be too heavy. Lift and carry what you are comfortable with and ask for help or use equipment for loads you feel are too heavy to manage on your own. Use a golfer's lift to retrieve small, light objects from deep bins and to pick small objects up off of the floor or low surfaces. This lifting technique is recommended if you have knee problems or decreased leg strength. Place your hand near the edge of a stable surface to support your upper body. Keep your back straight and raise one leg out behind you as you lower down to pick up the object. If possible, use your alternate arm and leg for a more stable position. Remember to keep your head in line with your shoulders for a neutral spine posture throughout the movement. Grasp the object firmly and prepare for the lift. Keep your leg raised as you initiate the lift and move smoothly. Push down with your hand on the stable surface as you lower your leg to the floor. Remember, for injury prevention, reduce the duration of the task whenever possible. Vary the tasks you do to use different muscles, pace yourself, take micro breaks, and schedule breaks. Thank you for viewing this video. Now, it is up to you to take the information from this video and put it into practice in your job and workplace.